Greetings, it is I, Dreadscape Gaming. How are all you doing today, Dreadknights? So, Diablo IV, as we continue the Lord of Hatred expansion seasonal push. I am at Paragon 128 right now. I got to Torment 4 difficulty. I'm pretty sure I could get a lot higher than that. We're going to do endgame activities today. The build that I'm playing, again, in case you're not familiar with it, it is the Warlock Minion build. I am not going to show off the build particularly because I have a guide that is coming out about an hour after stream today. So the first Diablo IV starter build guide will come out. It's pretty powerful. It's not as powerful as, obviously, Dreadclaws, which is another build that I'm working on. That'll be coming out sometime next week. So let's do these endgame activities. We'll do the Helltide Fig here. We'll cleanse a pit because I like pit runs and I need to do more pit runs. We'll do another pit run. I don't like Undercity, but unfortunately that's a choice that we'll have to take. So we'll do an Undercity. And then we'll do a Nightmare Dungeon, because that sounds like a fun 4 or 5 activities that we can do. The game's too loud, let me know. Hope everybody's doing well. Dread is okay. Dread is very, very, very tired. I haven't really been sleeping very well, unfortunately. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, working on stuff for the 6th anniversary, which hopefully you'll see pretty soon. Why did this not teleport me? Okay, let's see if it does that teleportation now. Sanctuary is peaceful because there's no Helltide up. How's that possible? Okay, well, since we have to wait for a Helltide to open, what we'll do is we can do a lair boss. Let's do, not Urval. Urval's kind of a nuisance to do. So what we'll do, Forgotten Depths? Nope, not Forgotten Depths. Let's fight this a couple times. So that way we'll wait for the Helltide, because I forgot Helltide ends every 5 minutes before the hour. So we'll have to wait till like 5:05 my time to be able to. So we'll do like a boss run and see if we can kill this boss at Torment 4. Build is very simple. You're basically just summoning your minions to do your bidding, and every once in a while you'll pop an ultimate. I don't want to explain it too much because I have a very in-depth guide that's coming out. And I could push this build way, way higher than it is concurrently. But I haven't had a lot of time to do too many pits because, I was, like I said before, I was busy working on something in relation to 6th anniversary stuff that you'll probably see on Monday, actually. And on top of just doing that, let's watch out for the electric attack here. Always hate that he summons that. Okay, let's go. I wonder what the plus freeze are for this, though. I still don't know what it means, but the good thing is, usually back in the day on Torment 4, I would not be able to handle an enemy this easily. So I think they've basically dumbed down what Torment 4 was originally in this build, or in this particular update, to make those settings much, much easier, which implies that probably, like, Torment 12 is probably what originally Torment 4 difficulty was in the base game before, obviously, Lord of Hatred expansion. Because it feels a lot easier. It shouldn't feel this easy to take out, even though, obviously, Minion Warlock is pretty powerful of a build in its own right. It's not as powerful, again, as Dreadclaws. Let's see what loot we got. We got Cage of Madness. I thought Belial summoned itself. We got Hands of the Worldbreaker. I don't really need that. Oh, well, we got to upgrade to our boots, sort of, but I've already upgraded these a bit. This doesn't really matter for this particular build. I just use it because of the stats that it has. Alright, let's do this again. Might as well. While we wait for the Helltides to come up. Okay, evade this. Oof, you're angry. Let's pop this. Move back, heal up a little, just check some minions, then we'll do that for extra damage. Do this. He's probably never going to get to move from the center of the screen, ironically. Most likely not. I could just move back there, let them do all the work. Minions are pretty busted. Okay. And he's done. If we could have gotten a little bit closer, it would have been even easier to do that. He's dead. Let's open another one of these chests. We didn't get any good uniques this time, which unfortunately happens a lot more. I'm gonna wait for the cooldown again. How many of these Greater Rift keys do I still have? Or layer keys? 6 of them. We'll do one more on him, and then we'll switch to our boss, and then we'll target again. We could get, there's a possibility of getting mythics also from this, but it's a very rare chance. Okay, good. Raw, you're angry. I'm not afraid. Summon this. Good amount of damage. And just keep him in the center of the screen. Okay, good. Let me get a little bit closer. Again, just gonna watch ourselves there. We got a little too aggro there. We should move back. Up the minions. Let him drop down again. He's basically dead again. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I mean, Diablo is basically literally my game. Not that I own the game, but this is like my expertise usually. Even though we're very low still in the Paragon. Belial got summoned. Okay, cool. Show yourself. I'm not afraid of you. I can handle you. My cooldown will come back up pretty soon anyway. Again, we could just kind of keep him in the center, and because I have like Fortify on this build, we actually have 2 of them here. Okay, I have to dodge through this scene because he just summons a whole bunch of bolts and you can't hit him in this particular part of the phase fight. And I'll heal up. He'll come back to the center. Drop him down. Let me move. He one-shotted me. Okay, that's what I get for talking trash. He got me. I can't fight him. That I got a little too big for my britches. It happens sometimes. Do I get to fight him again? No. Alright, he put me in my place. That's because I wasn't paying attention to one shot. It's fine, it happens every so often. You gotta get knocked down a peg or 2, right, Dreadknights? If you're not, like... Okay, I'm gonna keep that. Not keeping that. Not keeping that. And the rest of this is not super significant. I'm gonna switch to a different boss now. But we wait for the Hell Tide to go back up. So let me go back to main camp. And what we'll do from here is we'll go fight the Ice and Beast. Or the Beast and Ice. I'm tongue-tied today. And that'll be pretty easy to do. He should be somewhere tucked away here. We could also do Urval, but Urval doesn't really give you... Oh, we could do Lord Zir. I haven't done Lord Zir either. Let's do a Lord Zir run, because I haven't done him in a while, I think at all so far during the season. So let's see what he drops. Ideally, what you're basically farming these bosses for are more uniques that particularly you need, like Ancestral at the difficulty that we're at. But also Mythics. Mythics are purple loot, and they're very, very rare to get. I think it's like a 2% drop rate usually for them. Are those guys going to be the gatekeepers here? Oh, yeah. It's pretty hard, but they get a Bach drop. That's actually pretty rare. Ruin. Okay, thank you. Even if we fail that run, it doesn't matter. That was actually good loot. Let me drop a... This is going to upset somebody because I'm dropping this, but I don't really need those. And those are rare ruins to come by, which can be helpful in crafting mythics, because you can craft the mythics as well. Isn't there an easier way to get to this guy? Or did they really make it where I have to go all the way in? There used to be an easier way to do this. Okay, I guess they changed the way it works. Okay. That's fine. I haven't played in a couple seasons prior to this one. Like, I played last season a little bit. By a little bit, like the last 3 or 4 days. Summon you! Alright, he's gonna pop around here, so I'm gonna summon my big baddie. After he pushes me back a bit. Okay. Big baddie, go! And I just kind of hang back and let the minions do most of the work, because it is obviously a minion build. As long as I keep away from his one-hit attacks, we should be okay. Yep, see? Watch out for the blood pool. Move back just in case here. What killed me? I didn't even see what hit me there. Maybe these bosses are a little bit harder on this tournament. Maybe not exactly ready for them. We'll try that again. Because our gear's not, like, super maxed out just yet. But I wanted to see if we could do Tournament 4 so we could get higher loot rewards. But if not, we could bump it down in Tournament level. Just for safety. There's a lot of what our damage is going to come from. Come on, big guy. Alright. Why did you reposition yourself there, Rampage Golem? I'm gonna, again, this time I'm not going to be super aggro. I'm going to let them do most of the work passively. I'm just going to kind of hang back. And watch out. Oh, you were poisoning me! I hate poison damage in this game. What did he hit me with again? Did you see it? I didn't see the attack. Alright. If at first you don't succeed, cry again. I have to be very, very cautious here. Tournament 4 difficulty, not easy content, by the way. People think it's like easy because you see our people who played a little bit more than me so far this season. But I gotta see exactly what's that one-shot attack that he's doing. Unless it's just like a random lag death, which does happen in this game. No, he hit me for poison 2 times. Am I dying to the poison? Looks like I'm dying to the poison. Okay. Yeah, that's the poison attack there. When did he get the poison attack? That's new. I gotta wait for blood pools or get hit by that. Okay, we can't do this guy on this difficulty. We have to bump it down 1. Too hard. Way too hard. I'm gonna do 1 more, just for sake of argument. But I think we need to be at Tournament 3 to hit this guy. He's a little bit too tanky for us to be able to handle that. Which is why we're doing today's stream, is to like upgrade our gear anyway, but he's much harder than I was anticipating. Because my ultimate is on cooldown for a while. I'm gonna try to stay a little bit less and move around quite a bit more, so I don't get hit by that. Because I think that what I'm doing is I wasn't really paying attention to his attack patterns. Oh, that stupid poison attack. And it slows you down too, that's the worst. Oh, you hit way too hard this... Okay. Let's just hang back for now. Let everybody else do the work and keep an eye on our health pools. When we see a blood pool, it's almost dead. Okay. Did we get him? We got him. Okay. Redemption arc complete, Dreadknights. Whew. It was way harder than I was expecting him to be. No, Belial, not now, Belial! Belial, the lure lies. I don't even know what gear we got. We gotta fight our boss. And he has poison too. As you can see, I need to invest in poison resistance. That's actually one of the worst things I can deal with right now. Okay. Let's again not aggro. We're not button mashing. We're going to try to avoid these attacks. We have to not be a bad Diablo 4 player, right? This is where having like movement speed on stuff helps quite a lot. Okay. Good. Let's do it. Full redemption arc. Complete, Dreadknights. We also killed Belial. We got revenge for the last time he killed me. Well, he dropped some good stuff too. He dropped... Is that pants? Solomon Grundy want pants too. Anybody get that reference? Probably not. It's a Cartoon Network reference from way back in the day when Cartoon Network was actually good. I don't need... Oh, I'm gonna hold on to that. I thought there was another boss spawning. I was about to say, how many times must I teach you this lesson, old man? What do we get this run? I don't need that. I'm gonna save that. We have a lot of those. I think this is the first time I got in this particular unique so far. This amulet, it's better, but not so much. We have a lot of these as well. What else we got? Azure. I think that's the first Azure that I got, actually. That's pretty decent. I have a lot of these. That's all he dropped? I kind of feel slightly cheated after all that run. We could do 0 again, but... What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch again to an earlier boss. This time what we're going to do is we'll go fight the Ice and Beast. Okay, good. Let's junk some of this stuff. Gonna put all this stuff in here. I'm gonna take it to the cube because I can transform it. I just don't want to do that in the middle of doing like boss runs. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. Now the next thing that we're gonna do, go to the Ice and Beast. Or the Beast and Ice, excuse me. I'm tired today, as you can tell. It's been a long week. This one should be relatively easy. I have fought this one also. Quite a bit of time. We're going to Lord's Wool. And now Helltide should be up by now, so then we'll start doing war plan runs. Simply was just way too aggro the last time. This is Lord Tier. I don't want to do Lord Tier. What am I doing? Potato brain moment. Read, Dread, read, right? Okay. This is not where we should be going. It's tucked away here. This is what I wanted. Glacial Fissure, Beast in the Ice. Resistance reduce your damage taken with non-physical damage. Yeah. That's fine. Drop this down. Let's take care of the small fries again. Take them out. Move back. The problem is really in Torment 4 difficulty and above. And this is not like a problem per se, but everything has like an AoE one-shot thing. So like the people who don't really play like a lot of Diablo, they probably don't realize that like everything has like a one-shot when you get this high up. So it's like trying to find the telltale signs to definitely be careful. Alright. Frozen Altar. Let's be careful here. His first attack can do some like really nonsense too. Alright. Big guy, he automatically went that way. Move back. I'm not trying to get hit by things. He's a lot easier than Zero. Move back. I'm trying to get hit by things. I don't know. Well, technically you hit us there. Let's cast this. Oh, be careful. Move back. Again, some of these bosses you gotta be very careful. Because they have one-shots. You never know when it's gonna drop it. Usually if it does that thing on the thing. I got caught in a freaking slow movement. Yay. That's always fun. I think I will dumb it down a little bit, though. Because it's taking a little longer to clear certain bosses. And if you're not doing that, it's not like efficient runs. Like I've said yesterday's stream. Did we kill it? We killed it. Oh, it was a double death. Okay. And you gave me crap. I'm offended by that. Did you give me at least something that I didn't have before? Shadow form. Shadow form. That made me pretty mad. Let's put a point into that. I'm gonna summon him again, despite the fact I didn't learn my lesson last time. Okay, let's see here. Drop it. Summon. Move back. Okay. He is very aggro. Where is my buddy? Aw. Okay. Let's move back again. Okay, keep shooting. We're good, we're good, we're good. We're gravy. It's okay, Dreadknights. Trust the process. We have him actually kind of stun locked. Except for that attack. We got him. Let me heal up. See that cheap attack he does? I almost died to that again. Barely had that. Okay, good. Let's go Larky. Got a ring. Nothing else useful. There is a chestplate ancestral. I wonder if I could upgrade that to a unique with the cube. I don't think I can, but we're about to find out. Alright. None of this particularly useful. The 8-fold idol. I don't use that. And this, I don't think I can upgrade it. I'm gonna find out. Let's get rid of this gear. Alright. Let's go back to the mainland of the new campaign. Is it here? No. It's over here. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start doing like the runs, the Helltide runs. We'll do the Undercity, we'll do the Nightmare Dungeon run. We'll continue to increase our stats. Better loot. I want to check a cube recipe here. Will we have a second? Oop. Dum-dum. I want to see if you can upgrade with these. Free to transmute. These are free of the same? Okay, let's transmute this. That's worse. But at least it's something, right? Is it something good? No. Okay. If I need free items to transmute that, I don't think that would really be worth it. I'm learning all the Kanai's Keep recipes right now.
What is a waitress, isn't it?
So again, this is just like no point swapping that. Oops. Gonna get rid of these boots for now.
Mainland taken apart.
No reason to keep it either. Okay. Let's start endgame activities, different ones. Characters in stealth cannot be directly targeted with attacks. Their stealth will be broken.
We fight. Live.
Alright, so we gotta target some chest. Good thing is, while we do this, we'll get some Paragon levels as well. And drop it down. Then we'll go back on our high horse, literally. Okay, let's activate this, so we can get a decent amount of damage. So yeah, I've been pretty tired lately. A lot of stuff going on. Not really at liberty to speak about it. It's a lot of different life changes and some other stuff that's coming up, and a lot of stuff in regards to like work on the 6th anniversary stuff. I don't want to put out exactly what Monday's stream's going to be just yet, but if you've been like following the last couple of weeks, watching the VODs and stuff, you know exactly what I'm doing for 6th anniversary. It should be a pretty fun stream. It's going to be a very unique stream. First time I've ever really done something of that particular nature. It's not a concert. We'll just say that right off the bat. Fred doesn't sing, only on karaoke streams, and even then that's like something where people probably say, please, no, don't do that. Anything but that. Okay, drop this. Shoot these guys. I'm gonna avoid this attack. Okay, great. Let's keep pushing up this way. We need to open 2 Helltide chests to be able to complete this war plan activity. Good. The reason why I keep it at like Torment 4 is even though it's a harder thing, I get more experience points, which is kind of important for like Paragon right now. So those wondering like why would you play and not dumb it down a little bit, because I need the experience points, right? Because I'm trying to climb to a better build with this, and in order to do that I need like a specific amount of Paragon. As long as I don't get hit by slowdown and what you just saw happen, which is like my biggest pet peeve. Because I feel like a lot of Diablo 4 monster affixes is always like just cheap one-shot things when you get to a particular tournament level, which this is kind of a great example of it. Which it's nice and all, but if you're not playing a build particularly that's always like evading, which is why people prefer Dreadclaws, because Dreadclaws you just like barely even play the game at that point. Which is the truth, because it is. I'm surprised I didn't nerf it, but I suspect next season Dreadclaws will see like some significant nerfs. Because the way that that build is right now for Warlock is way too OP. Okay, good. Take that. Let's go over this way. Shoot these. Nice. Perfect. Not enough actual cinders dropping, right? And we need to open 2 of these chests, so we're going to be in this Helltide for a bit, I suppose. Okay, good. Let's take this out. Okay, great. Notice how, again, that was like a one-shot attack, as you saw, I was splitting fire out like 3 different ways. So if we're super up close and personal with this build, we would probably have been killed by that, even with the resistances. Just because you kind of get stuck in a really bad spot. Okay, drop it down. Move it over here. My minions want to go fight something else, but I want to go down this way. Okay, doggo, pick up the loot. And a little bit of cinders. We got 75 cinders? Yep. So we gotta look for a chest. So we're gonna look for something like a jewelry one, or a gift of protection, ideally. So we're gonna go to that chest, because that chest usually is always 75 cinders. The jewelry ones can sometimes be 75, but lately they're either 125. I've seen them even go up to 150. So I just want to go for the guaranteed open, because again, we're trying to do speed and efficiency here. Summon the big guy. Why I summon the big guy here? Because like if I go to open this and then like some waves come in, case in point here, big guy came out, is one of these knights. Actually, it's two of the knights that spawn. The good thing about these knights is they do drop gear. Case in point, it dropped the amulet. That's a unique. The other reason, too, for playing on a higher torment difficulty is that normally you're not going to see a lot of this type of stuff dropping if you're playing on a lower difficulty. So even though it's like much harder content, it's better in terms of the loot. Drop this down. That's good. Let's go over this way. Shoot a couple of those, that's fine. Shoot a couple of those, that's fine as well. And let's go this way. I have talked about this also before on the channel. I'm going to kind of triple down on it. I am not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel anymore. So, my apologies to anybody who follows me for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel content. I'm not doing that anymore. I don't like playing the game. I don't enjoy playing the game. I like to play games that I enjoy playing. I was really looking forward to coming back into Diablo and playing Diablo for the season. And I will continue to do that. I will continue to do the content that I like to do. I will continue to do the content whether it's niche or not, whether people like it or not. Because I gotta do what basically I enjoy doing. Because if not, then there's no point for me, really, as a streamer, streaming. You know, anybody that's just a streamer will attest to that. If you're not, like, having fun doing the things on stream, what's the point in doing it? There's no point. That's how I've always looked at things. You know? Okay. We're gonna go this way. Because I know, like, a lot of people have been asking me why haven't I been putting out shorts, why haven't I been doing this. I don't like doing that stuff. That's not me. I don't like YouTube shorts. I don't like making YouTube shorts. I don't like YouTube shorts. Myself, personally, I don't watch YouTube shorts. I'm more of a fan of, like, long-form content. Informative content. You know, stuff that's fun to watch. For me, personally. Like I said, I like to watch, like, me personally, I like to watch game streams. I'm not really big on, like, chatting streams. That's why I don't do chatting streams really on this channel either. You know, I have, like, my own types of likes and things in terms of what I like to watch. So generally, I like to make content based on stuff that I particularly would want to watch. You know, that I enjoy watching, and that's kind of like the fan base I try to appeal to. So if you're like a fan of Dungeon Crawlers, Monster Hunter, this is definitely a channel for you. If you're like looking for some type of other experience, like, and again, I'm like tripling down when I say Master Duel, this is not the channel for you anymore. I'm sorry. Like, I know that's kind of like not the nicest thing to say as a streamer, but I want to kind of clarify what this channel is right now, what this channel is not. Okay. Let's go here, Tortured Souls, 75, so we can do this. Okay, another guy spawned, which is great. Swing this guy. I could get the big baddie up here, would be great. But those are almost dead anyway. I could. Oh my goodness, he dropped a lot of loot. But none of it is generally useful. There's another one here? Okay, take you out as well. Poison is my worst enemy in this build. Is that another guy just hanging out there trying to snipe us? Let me heal up. Gotta pay attention to my life. Good. Alright, take out a whole bunch of the gold. I gotta get out of this area, but I don't want to really, because case in point, like, the forces of hell growing big. This is gonna summon something that could give me a greater boss key. Did we kill it? Off screen? It looks like we killed it off screen. That's funny. Okay, well, these orbs give us extra experience points. That's what we do it. Alright. Let's go to the next activity, which is a pit run. I will probably try to push a pit level that's a bit higher than what I'm doing currently, see if we can unlock a torment level as well. Because today's all about, like, seasonal push. Alright. I'm gonna try to do a tier 30. So I think for the most part, we should be able to do it with this build. Yo, Dreadscape, it's Diablo IV, Lord of Hatred. Hello there, how's it going, Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I know it's Diablo IV, Lord of Hatred stream. It's, pretty obvious that we're playing the expansion. Okay, heal that up. Let's move here, gotta be careful of all these things. There's a lot of affixes that could go bad. Okay. Gotta stay away from this thing. Alright, good. Alright, decent amount. We just gotta be careful, obviously, because now in this tournament level, there's a lot more monsters that shoot the 3 pillars of fire. Gonna shoot this. Okay, good. Also, by the way, just call me Dread. I don't actually go by Dreadscape Gaming, even though the channel is named Dreadscape Gaming. Basically, it's okay to just call me Dread. The reason I don't switch it to Dread is because there's, like, obviously a different couple of channels that are called that, so I don't want to, like, have the confusion. The reason why the channel was originally called Dreadscape Gaming is actually because I was part of an esports team with a friend of mine, Ari, from way back in the day. Ari now lives in Japan. And the team name was Dreadscape Gaming, and ironically I have most of the rights, in fact all the rights to it, so that's why I just kind of never changed the channel, because like most of the videos when I started doing on this channel were under the name of Dreadscape, but I don't actually go by Dreadscape. You put Vessel of Hatred on this title. No, I didn't. I put Lord of Hatred. Or not Lord... Okay. Well, that's not, like, super important. Everybody knows what I'm playing. I can fix that later if that's the case. Okay. Let's, continue to do this. Just can't get distracted right now. Gotta lock in. Alright, let's shoot this. Okay, let's shoot this stuff over here. Summon a big thing. And we'll shoot those. Good. Decent damage rotation. Alright, let's shoot these things. I'm definitely not, like, super ready for Torment 5. We can definitely push with this build. This is not really a speed farming build. It's more like push associated. We were going speed. We'll be using Dreadclaws, which I'm gonna eventually switch out to that. I just haven't chosen to do that as of yet. Oh, there's something with a very nasty affix there. Let's do this for safety. Got some resource generation back with the... Okay, gotta be careful. Gotta be very careful. This thing is gonna be a problem if I don't take care of it. Come on, drop it down, Rampage. Okay, good. Let's continue to push here. Nice. Good. Let's avoid these things. Alright, not bad. Could be a little bit quicker. Just a little bit, Dreadknights. How's everybody's day been treating them? It was really sunny here for a couple minutes, and now it looks like it's gonna rain. We're supposed to get some rain in our area. I always kind of hate when it rains, because it's just kind of, like, depressing to me, with the skies getting, like, super dark and gray. I don't know how anybody else feels about that. Okay, good. Let's avoid this here, just a little bit. Alright, let's shoot a couple more minions. We have a second. Good. Drop one in the Rampage, guys. Alright, there's a couple coming up. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you can see the minimap with all the red dots. Ideally, pit runs, for those of you who probably have no idea what I'm doing, is you have to kill a whole bunch of enemies to fill up this gauge before the time limit's over to fight a boss. The reason you do this is to level up some glyphs. Glyphs give you, like, extra powers to your particular build. That's why we do the things that we do. That's why exactly I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing concurrently. Okay, good. Let's drop these. Shoot a couple more enemies out. Okay, great. Oh my gosh, isn't that a reference to Adventure Time? If I'm not mistaken? That is quite interesting. I know somebody who's an Adventure Time fan. Are you perhaps using an ult? You do know my rule about ults, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of that stuff. Nice. Let's shoot those. Okay. Yep, I thought so. Okay, good. Sorry about that, guys, but like I said, I have a policy regarding, like, specific alts being on this channel. Do not come here with an alt account. Especially if it's an alt account that I think maybe is banned from the channel. Because I'll just reban that alt, the new alt. That's why I thought it was a little bit suspicious once I thought about it. Alright. Let's shoot these out. Getting pretty close. Let me summon the big baddie here. And shoot these. Okay, good. Decent amount of damage here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna RT there. I'm just trying to push through. We're almost coming up to the boss here. It's pretty good, because on top of that, we'll unlock Torment 5. Even though technically, I don't feel, based on how long it's taking us to... Oh, God. Are you kidding? How many of those is it gonna fire? Please, kill that thing over there, big baddie. If not, I'm gonna take an unnecessary death. Alright, we're at the... That's... Is that the boss? No, I don't think so. Is it the boss? Feels like it is. If that's a boss, the boss is actually easier than the actual content that we're doing. It was! Okay, we got Torment 5 unlocked, I think, here, and it didn't give me any Ancestrals. What in the hell? What in blue blazes? Okay. Demonology, I want this to get more powered up. Let's power these up as well. That was actually a good pit run, except for the crap that it didn't give us. We also got a seasonal objective done, which is great because we'll get more materials that we can master rework. Let's get out of there. Let me double check this. 1 second, Dreadknights. 8 years ago. Okay. Just wanted to double check.
Quiet here. Mostly.
Alright. Oops. That's not good. You can't hear the sound right now, right? Let me see if I can back out of the game a second. If not, we might have a problem for stream. I might have to restart the stream. Because my sound on my end stopped, which is very surprising for me. I haven't had that happen before. So I'll put the Be Right Back screen up. Alright, thank you for waiting. My apologies. What happened was, after the last run that we did, the game audio crashed. Like, I don't know why. That's something that hasn't happened in quite a while. So I was very, very, very surprised by that. Let me check something else too while I'm at it. I put Vessel of Hatred, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I can't change the title, necessarily, on stream. Alright. I'll have to do that a little bit later. I'll fix it later, because in the middle of the stream, I don't want to bring up, like, Google? Actually, you know what? Let's fix that title. I think I can do it while I'm on the stream. Before we get into anything, because thank you for pointing that out, by the way. Because sometimes what I do is I just basically copy the same live streaming titles, because if you're not a streamer, you probably don't know this. But basically what you do is you basically can copy like your past stream, and it saves all the information for it. So I'll put it here. I don't know if that's going to update actually while we're streaming now. Diablo IV, Lord of Hatred. Should probably fix itself, I hope. If not, I'll do that afterwards. Thank you for pointing that out. Alright. Alright, let's get back into it. I'm sorry about the little bit stop and pause in stream, but, you know, had to kind of fix some things up, you know. I love this sometimes stuff, but thank you for pointing that out. Alright, let's get back into this. I'm sorry, because I felt like we got a little bit derailed there. Well, it was a good derail, though, because it pointed out something that I needed to. Alright. Shall we continue, Dreadknights? We're on Torment 5. Let's continue. So what we're going to do now is we are going to do another pit run. But I'm going to bring it down in levels, because Torment... I want to do this fast, right? And we're not, like, super geared up right yet to be able to handle that. Alright, so let's go to the pit. I also have to, like, restart my phone, too. That's always fun to deal with. Okay, good. We're back. We are so back, Dreadknights. Okay, let's go. So this here is another pit run, but this is going to be a little bit easier for me to handle. Okay, cool. Open that. Good. Nice, nicey, nicey. Alright, let's keep going this way. We'll shoot a couple of those out. Okay, great. And let's keep pushing. So this build, again, you're just summoning the minions and casting stuff. Again, there's going to be a build video coming out immediately after the stream. This is just me, like, playtesting with stuff and theory crafting. Getting a couple of numbers exactly the way they need to be before we can do that. As well as doing some endgame activities. Great. Good amount of damage there. Shoot this. Okay, great. Let's take those out. Nice. Alright, let's keep pushing. Overall, this is way more efficient. But that goes to show you, too, why we need the Ancestral gear as bad as we do. Because, look, Torment 4 difficulty, it was taking us quite a while to still kind of breeze through some of these enemies. And if you're not, like, breezing through the enemies, that's a good check to where you should be, particularly, in terms of, like, damage output. Good. Shoot this, good. Good. Okay, great. Let's look through there. And let's go up this way. Alright, nice. Let's shoot out a couple minions. Okay, good. Let's shoot these guys out. Nice. Okay, sweet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go down this way. And take out these enemies. Then we're gonna go up here, focus on these. Again, we're focusing on the red dots on the minimap. So for me, when I'm looking at this, honestly, I'm looking not so much at the monsters that are coming by, because I know exactly what buttons I'm gonna be pushing for the damage rotations. And I'm just looking actually at the minimap. Even though sometimes with these particular stages, map layout. This one's kind of a bit annoying because you kind of have to go, like, around, and there's times where you're wasting, like, actual motion here. Did you do the campaign yet? Yeah, I did the campaign already. Finished the campaign. In fact, the last 2 campaign streams were on the day of launch, and then the day after launch. We broke it into 2 streams. So right now, basically, what I'm doing is the endgame content. Let's drop these there. Good. Let's go over this way. I will say I really enjoyed the story campaign. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't, but there was like one really big surprise that I was very happy about. I also will say that I felt like the Lord of Hatred story itself kind of redeemed the base game in a little bit for particular characters. I really enjoyed the character of Lilith. I felt like she got a very good change in direction, to the point that I felt like we were very sympathetic for her character. And I'm not saying that what she did was not wrong, because she did do a lot of heinous things, because obviously she was trying to use her children to her advantage, or at least in the base campaign part of it. But I feel like even her as a character got a bit of a redemption arc, and she really, like, at least for the Lord of Hatred campaign, I felt like she actually felt more like a motherly figure, maybe because some sense had been knocked into her. So I was actually kind of sad for the way that kind of ended for her. But Lilith was a much more likable character than I was expecting. And drop an enemy here. Okay, let me get the big baddie out here. Other things that I really liked, I kind of liked Mephisto as a character this time around, because obviously before this expansion, the only thing that we really knew about Mephisto was from Diablo 2, and he was kind of more of a static villain that we only saw for like a chapter. So I like that they fleshed out Mephisto quite a bit. I don't want to spoil anything from the story, but there were some characters that I was hope would have finally returned because they're part of the Diablo lore, and were not in it, which still is kind of a bit of a head scratcher to me. I don't know personally what Blizzard's going to do next with the story, because originally they had a plan that they were going to do, I believe they wanted to do 10 years of Diablo IV, where they were going to do an expansion every year. This was back when Rod Ferguson was still with the development team. For those of you who don't know, Rod was like the lead developer for it, and he left. He left, I think about a year or 2 ago, ironically, at this point. And I think probably they were going to change that from there. So I feel like the way that Lord of Hatred finished, it felt like an actual finality to Diablo 4 as a storyline. So I think there's certain characters I don't want to mention, because I know there's still a lot of people who are probably going to pick up the game or play the game, and they might play through the story campaign. I don't want to necessarily spoil big reveals for them, you know? But I feel like we're not going to get another expansion for Diablo 4. I think we're just going to get, like, story included in, like, seasonal content. Which, personally, for me, I think that's the way you do it. Because, like, if you look at older expansions, Diablo 3 is probably the best example. Reaper of Souls was the second expansion, and then they just built upon the game for seasons and then did more of the storyline for that. Diablo 2 is a little bit different because we just got the Lord of Destruction expansion, which then also put like a finality, quote unquote, to the story. But I don't feel like you can do much with the way Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred ended, like expand on the Wanderer story, if you get what I'm saying. So like I don't think we're gonna get like another paid for expansion. I think we're just gonna see more seasons and like quality of life updates, unless like Lord of Hatred expansion sells like ridiculously well. And you know, Diablo 4 has always been one of these games too where people either really really love it or they really really hate it. Like for me personally, I'm gonna put out a review video sometime over the weekend, because that's kind of why I've been streaming also, to get like some footage for it. But for me personally, I would put this, like with the Lord of Hatred expansion, I'd give it a solid like 7.5 right now. The only reason really I don't give it a higher score is I do like the endgame changes, because I feel like people don't like war plans, but I think war plans gives you a better sense of direction and gives you a lot of rewards for doing endgame activities in a different way that's not farming just lair bosses or not just doing hell tides or not doing like nightmare dungeons 24/7. You get rewarded for checking out the various different variety that they've offered. I really like that aspect of the game. I really enjoyed the story campaign. I thought the story campaign itself was like a solid 9 out of 10. There's only like one little thing about it that I didn't particularly like, but that's my own nitpick. But my biggest issue, and this isn't for me personally because I like to grind in dungeon crawler games and stuff of this nature, but I feel like, you know, when you review games, you have to review games for everybody, right? I feel like the biggest problem that it's going to be for other people playing this, like first timers and people that might are jumping back into the game, is basically level 1 through 70. You're only going to be seeing blue and yellow loot. You don't really see legendary gear until you hit like level 55. And even then, it might not be for the build that you're playing. You probably might see one unique through 1 through 70 in the story campaign leveling up. But like that type of stuff might put off new players and players who are coming back because they're not going to see like legendary drops. Now, I'm not saying that you should have them dropping like candy, but I feel like all that yellow and blue loot dropping, I understand that you use it for the Heroic Cube, but a lot of newer players are not going to understand that stuff, and that's going to turn them away. I think that's like the weakest point of the Lord of Hatred expansion, is how loot system works now. Because it feels like it's closer to Season 0 of Diablo, and that put a lot of people off of the game. So I personally would like to see Blizzard fix that. I think they probably will in Season 14. Just because, like, you're trying to retain newer players, and you're trying to retain returning players who might not want to see insignificant loot dropping through level 1 through 70, who don't have, like, the patience for that. So that's particularly how I feel about that. Other people are not. That's why I gave it a 7.5. Story is very solid. I like the endgame mechanics, but that other stuff is going to put other people off. You know, it's a good expansion, but there's things that still need to be tweaked to help retain newer players to this game, and to help returning players, for it, at least from my perspective. Let's see. Did you do the campaign? I did that. So, have you just started the campaign on my YouTube? Oh, you just broke the rule. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put you on a timeout. We don't promote here. I gave you a chance, and you broke that chance. Alright. I knew it was that, and I tried to give them the benefit of that out. They just came to promote. And now, because of that, I have to actually take off the YouTube chat, too. Man, this is why Dread always tries to give people a chance. And what do? They always mess it up. Alright. Let's get to the next activity. What is the next activity? Nightmare Dungeon? Always give people a chance on this channel. And the #1 rule here is don't promote your channel. And people always break it. Oh my goodness. To the Shadow Realm with thee. Alright, I don't like doing cross runs. But we will do it because that is part of the help plan. Okay, good. Let's do this. Get some time here. I even don't remember what attunement I put on here. But yes, please, for people coming in, please read chat rules. There are certain chat rules where if you don't follow the rules, I'm not even doing free strikes in your out policy. It's just going to be you're out. The #1, like, really one of the biggest rules on this channel is don't promote your channel here. Don't come in my streams to do it. Please don't do that. That's very poor etiquette from a streamer perspective. That's very poor etiquette from a content creator perspective. No content creator is going to like people coming into their stream to just promote stuff, so please don't do that. Like, gotta rid the room there, man. Alright, let's do this. Okay, let's drop this here. Pick this out. Good. Alright, let's shoot a couple of these. Good. Alright. I think we'll be pretty decent with this. I should probably grab the torches. We have to kill the enemies for time. Alright, so let's go over here. Grab that spirit attunement. Let's shoot these. Nice. Good. Watch out. Summon big baddie. Okay, good. Nice. Alright, let's go up this way. Good. Shoot these. Okay, nice. Let's go through the gate. Alright, sweet. Let's shoot these here. Okay, good. Let's take those out. Let's continue to shoot these. Perfect. Alright, so what we're doing here is undersea cross runs. The point of this, for people who probably don't know what this mechanic is, so you want to kill a whole bunch of enemies to increase the time here while also leveling up that level bar that you see with number 4. The way to do that is you have to grab like torches as well as like kill certain enemies. Sometimes you can get the max loot. It depends on the pathing. Sometimes the pathing is great. Sometimes the pathing is not. It all depends there. Okay, drop that. Good. Let's move back. Summon a big baddie here just because there's a lot of enemies and that gives me potentially get a whole bunch of boards there. Let's shoot that there. Good. Let's push through here to activate this. Okay, great. Alright, nice. Shoot this here. Okay, good. Nice, nice, nice. Where's our enemy, though? We don't get that enemy, we can't get that torch. Okay, good. There's a lot of rubber banding that's happening now. Okay, good. Let's go. Hopefully that's just server related. Stream looks fine on my side. Got this spear peeking. Good. I think we might be able to get this leveled up a little bit quicker than I was expecting, which is great. Because I really don't like doing understudy runs. I don't know about anybody else that's in chat, but understudy is probably one of my least favorite things to do in terms of endgame activities in Diablo 4. I really don't like it. I understand a lot of people like it for like rune farming. For me, it's not like a fun type of speedrun. Like the pit is fun to do. This, it just feels like busybody work, and it feels like a chore to do it. Which is like, for me, when I do like endgame mechanics in Diablo 4, I don't want them to feel like a chore, and Undercity Cross always feels like a chore to do, you know? And there's stuff that you can do, obviously, in Warplants to fix it. Case in point there, we just lost time, because I just got like bombarded by too many things shooting AoE, which might actually affect our run quite a bit. But like, I don't personally enjoy doing these Undercity runs. They're annoying to do. Okay, good. I mean, this part will give us a lot, but I gotta be very careful. I'm getting pulled into things, too. Oh my goodness, their damage modifier is a bit hard. Okay. This guy's shooting a death attack, too. There's death everywhere around us, Dreadknights. Literally everywhere around us. Okay, good. Shoot this. Be careful. Those stupid spinning poles are what are screwing me up because they drag me in. Ah, man. I don't know if we can save this run to be literally, because there's not too many directions I can take where it's going to give me, like, maximum reward. So I think, as opposed to failing the run, probably the wisest thing we should do is just go to the gate. Where's the gate? I think we're cooked. I gotta find that gate. Where's the gate? Where's the gate? Show yourself. If we kill that enemy above there, we might be able to save and get a couple of time. Put back on the board. Oh, okay. I'm also on, as you can see, Tournament 4, so this is not, like, exactly easy content for people coming in. It's not like Tournament 12, keep that in mind, but obviously Dread doesn't play this game 24/7. I have a life outside of streaming, contrary to popular belief. Okay. Shoot these guys. Good. We gotta find the door. Okay, I think we know where it is. We just gotta get rid of these damn enemies that are blocking it. I think it's northwest, I want to say. Is that a dead end? It is a dead end. Okay, minions, lead me to the promised land. Hopefully here. Okay, I'm gonna take this because I want to get the max rewards. Gonna summon the big baddie here if we have a second. Okay, good. Watch out! One hit death. Death all around us, literally. Get these! Good. You saw that sword that was gonna drop down was literally gonna kill us, and that was gonna be the end of this run almost certainly. It's a miracle that we were able to turn it around, to be honest with you. Good. Where is the door to get out of here? Because new. I'm assuming it's up here, and it's just tucked away. It is. Okay, great. Alright. This looks like something it shouldn't look like in terms of anatomy. You have a good selection. Hold on 1 second. Didn't I just... Oh, okay. 1 second here. Okay, good. Do this again. Take this out. Okay, great. We did it, guys. Did we get any significant loot here? That's an interesting glitch, YouTube. Alright. Let's, drop one of these here, shall we? And pick it up. Make sure I don't... There's some decent runes here that I might be able to use for endgame activity. Okay. Didn't I just... I'm sure I did this, right? I did. That's so fascinating, YouTube. Okay. Let's do this. Activate that. Alright, let's go seasonal crochet, that's pretty decent. Alright, let's pick up some more rune words. We got a legendary here, that's nice. The legendary seals could be pretty useful. Alright, let's pick up this stuff. Let's give the ingenuity here. Let's give that. Okay. That looks like a very weird thing on the map. Alright. Let's get rid of this stuff. Alright, let's look at this. Legendary. Nothing particularly significant in terms of the gear again. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Pretty much crap loot here. On to the next endgame activity. Alright, YouTube, please, YouTube, if I tell you to do something, do it exactly what I say. Alright, so I think this is... Don't tell me this is our Undercity run. Okay, it's a Nightmare Dungeon. Because I really don't want to do another Undercity run. As much as some people like Undercity, I hate that stuff. Alright, let's go. Shoot these out. Drop down. Good. Okay, good. Shoot this. Okay, great. So to move forward here. Alright, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Light will not show you mercy. The great and powerful Dreadscape has said no to that. Okay. There will be no mercy here. All demons shall be slayed. Drop that here. Let's go here. Okay, good. Big baddie just because there's a whole bunch of them here. So I basically gotta slay something. So we could, in theory, just make this a little bit quicker. Ignore the small fries. If we want to. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, good. Take that out. I'll evade that attack. Shoot these. Good. I really do like the minion build, though. Okay, good. Take this. Shoot those things. Drop that. Okay. Good rotation of damage as well. Shoot these. Good. Shoot these as well. Take that out. Good. Overall... Okay, we found what we need to target here. So it's this dude. I wonder how far I can push in terms of torment. We could potentially maybe push to 7. Okay, good. Let's get the volatile primordial thing. Alright. Did we even have to kill that thing? It doesn't look like it. Looks like it killed the wrong enemy. Not too familiar with this particular dungeon layout. I might have done it a couple seasons ago. Okay, cool. Get these out. Nice, nice. Alright, shoot this. Good. Drop that. Nice. Good. Shoot these things. Good. Just joining us, we're playing Diablo IV, Lord of Hatred expansion. I'm doing endgame activities right now. I'm playing through war plans, so we have to do this Nightmare Dungeon so then we can talk and get our rewards. This layout is quite confusing. think maybe it's up this way, although that way might be potentially a route that we could take. Playing minion build. I will eventually be switching to Dreadclaws, which is the S tier build. Good. Nice. What is this? Hey, I haven't seen one of these. Let's do it. Very rare I've seen any of these so far. We got a gate, yeah. That means we can get more loot out of this, which is perfect. Let's go through it. This we have to be, like, super quick with, though. Alright, so... let's see... grants idle 25%. He'll refine monsters to complete. Erratic attunement while held. Sure, let's do this one. Let's do this one. And I like potentially this one here as well. This is not a build really for this. Basically, you have to kill as many enemies as possible to fill up the gauge. It's very similar to Undercity. As you can tell, there's a recurring theme as to what Dread likes and what Dread doesn't like. Dread doesn't really like doing anything that looks like particularly time that's not like a pit run. Okay, good. Let's take that out. Drop this. Alright, let's bring out the big baddie. Good. Nice. Okay, good. Let's take this. Push forward this way. Okay, drop it down. Oh, I thought that was going to give me a unique there. I was so bummed about that. I thought, like, holy crap, man. Let's get one of these pillars activated. I'm terrible at this because this is not like a build particularly that's set to do this type of run. But I did anyway because it's like free loot if you can get level high enough. Ain't no mountain high. Ain't no mountain high. Okay, good. Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna be rough-a-roni. This is very rough. I mean, we got to 3 at least, so it's something. Let's fight the boss. We'll give us stuff. It just won't be like max level rewards. Dreadclaws you want for that. Unlock escalation sigils by unlocking defeating strongholds, chain together, set nightmare dungeons, increasing difficulty and rewards each time. Complete free dungeons to challenge Ashtaroth. Oh. Okay. I didn't even know that was a mechanic now. Good to know. Alright. Back to the actual nightmare dungeon here. Alright, let's go here. Shoot these things. Great. So you move forward, evade that. Shoot those things, good. Okay, nice, 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 nice. Okay, good. Pick them out. Move backwards. Alright, great. Let's heal up here. From there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep pushing this way. Summon a bunch of the minions. Okay, good. I didn't realize this nightmare dungeon was gonna take this long. Bit of a slog. Again, because I put it at like Torment 4. If I put it at 3, it would go a little bit quicker. But again, I'm trying to get like mythics to drop. As well as the higher the difficulty, the more experience points you're gonna get. Okay, great. Let's move over this way. Shoot those things. Good. Drop that. Good. I have to pick that thing up too. Oh, I really like redeeming treasure room key. Don't mind if I do. I like treasure. Everybody likes treasure, right? Assume so. Shoot that. Good. Alright, let's do this. Okay, good. Let's pick those things up here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop these guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna activate those. Okay, good. Man, this dungeon has felt like it's taken a long time. Let's keep pushing this one. Alright, nice, 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 nice. Very good, very good. Man, this is the one thing like people used to say back in the day when Diablo IV first came out, that they really hated Nightmare Dungeon. Sometimes, like, I know they fixed the layout on a lot of these, and I gave Blizzard credit for that. But then there's some still that it's like, you know? They don't exactly hit very well in terms of, like, the layout to it. This is one of those few examples of one of the Nightmare Dungeons that kind of still needs, like, some reworking. I'm not saying that to be mean, I'm just saying that from a critical analysis perspective. Because look how long it took to get to the boss. I'm gonna kill these just for the experience points, even though we realistically don't need it. Because they're not really gonna drop any significant loot, that's pretty obvious. Alright, the boss should probably drop pretty quick. Summon our big baddie here. We got like 5 seconds to summon him. We might kill this thing before we even have to use our ultimate. Oh, I stand corrected. Let's use our ultimate. Good. Move away from this thing so we can kill this. And then this is gonna get melted right away. Oh, you dare defy the great and powerful Dreadscape Gaming? How dare you? I kid when I say great and powerful Dreadscape Gaming. That's just like a thing I've done on the channel for years. It's not being arrogant. Let's go here. We got a unique for our troubles. Probably the same unique that we've had a bazillion times already, but hey. Beggars can't be choosy. Let's drop this. What did we get? I don't need this, but I'm sure somebody else out there probably really wants this for Blazing Scream build. Unfortunately, I don't need it. But hey, it's something. I can always dust it or put it in the cube, so it has purpose. Give me my primordial thing. We should also probably take the tuning thing as well. Thank you. Alright, we finished that war plan. Now we'll get like a whole bunch of rewards for our troubles. Dread has leftover pizza tonight, so I'm really looking forward to like some leftover pizza. I know I said I was gonna eat a little bit healthy, but I cheated yesterday. I want some pizza. I mean, who doesn't love a good pizza slice? I had like 2 sausage slices and a pepperoni. I didn't eat like the extra sausage slice that I bought. So that's basically tonight's dinner. We're going to get rid of this junk.
That's it for them.
We're gonna pick up another unique. Hopefully something that will be a significant upgrade. Probably not. Let's see what we got here, boys. And gals. Ah, I already have that. If it were like Ancestral Legendary, we could do something with it, but this is not the case here. Anything else you gave me? Teriel, why you do this to me? Why you do this to me? We can convert a couple of rings, though. Maybe they'll get something at least we can put into the cube. So there's a cube recipe, for those of you who don't know. This is why most of the end game is, where you can transmute this into something else. So it's a stronger ring, but it's still a crappy ring. You could also do that with like legendary items, so hopefully get like a good legendary item. For me, generally it's just junk. And our people will be very happy with this junk. I suppose if you're in the very early stages. This is why a lot of people have had, like, complaints with the gear. Because nobody likes to see blue and yellows drop as much as they're dropping. Even if they kind of have a use. Like, this I can turn into a unique. But I don't really want to waste it because I could just convert our stuff here, too, as you can see. I mean, it's not bad. Like, I'm complaining, right? But look at this. We have LG, this. Probably save this. This I'm holding on to in case I decide to equip it. But I don't really need it for this build. I was thinking about using it, but what I have in slot is a little bit better. I want to try out a cube recipe for science here, Dreadknights, if you don't mind. So what we're going to do, because I have a lot of these cowl things, and they're taking up space. So this, I have 3 of these. So I want to turn this maybe into something a little bit more useful. Or maybe just have better affixes on it, right? So what I can do is I can take these. Make sure they're all the same. No, they're not all the same. Do I not have another one of those? I do. Look how many of these I have. Like, after a while of getting nothing but these, you kind of want to do something else with them besides salvaging them, right? What you can do is you can put them in the cube now, right? So make sure we got the right one here. So this is a Cage of Madness. This is a Cage of Madness. This is a Cage of Madness. Put them in the cube recipe. You can transmute them. What does it do? Hopefully it'll give you, like, better stats than what you had originally. So you kind of can recycle them, maybe you get better rolls on it. Maybe you can... It kind of at least minimizes some of, like, the bloat that you're gonna have. You could also just, like, dust them if you wanted to. Like, this is something else. We have, like, Malefic Torments, right? Yeah, we have, like, 3 of those, so let's do it. Look at all the stats and see if they get better, because that's what I'm looking at, particularly, to see if this is... Cube recipe is particularly useful here. 1, 2, 3. Just transmute. It's marginally better. I don't know if this is something I would particularly use quite a bit. I probably would just dust that for materials. But it's something, at least, right? Is it something great? It's nice to have, in case you want to reroll things and not, like, just constantly run stuff. Like, it'll probably have better uses if you have ancestral gear. But I wanted to try it for science, for the sake of argument, because everything we do on this channel is for science. Get rid of this junk.
What brings you?
Alright, how much time do I have left on stream? Because I need to record a guide build. And 2-hour mark is what I'm looking for. So we're at an hour 19. Let's do potentially more war plans. Because what else can I do? I would have to do Torment 6 to be able to get some cachets here. It's not really worth it. So let's just do more war plans, if they're good war plans. Alright. Kill Lord Zir. That sounds fun to do. Even though we're pretty bad at it. Because it beats having to do it in our Nightmare Dungeon. Helltide Harvest, we could do that. Anything that's not Kurast, I'll take here. Pit Run, that can be fun. Infernal Hordes, that's always fun. Conquer a Nightmare Dungeon, that's fun too. I wish there was a little bit more customization in terms of the war plans, though, because there's, like, if it were me, I would never want to do Undercity Kurast, so I would love to have an option where I could just take it off the skill tree. Maybe that's something they could do in, like, quality life improvements. But, like, and I've been seeing that complaint a lot on Twitter. Excuse me, X, as it's called. As well as, like, forums that people really just don't want to do that particular stuff. Like, they want to be able to truly customize their war plans. I think it's a step in the right direction, but it needs, obviously, a little bit more fixing. And that could be better. Anything could be better, right? You know? At least that's my opinion. Pulled me in because you were trying to kill me. And you almost succeeded, minion. There, see, I was trying to pull me in for that fire flame pillar. That's like the bane of my existence when I played Diablo IV. I hate seeing those all the time. They just, like, scare the bejeebus out of me. Alright. Now, we gotta remember that he does poison. Because I remember the last time we fought him, it took us like 2 or 3 attempts to actually kill him. But you know what? We will do our best, because that's all you can do. Alright. Summon the big baddie. He is still pretty tanky. Alright, we burned through that. Okay, good. Drop it like it's hot. Watch out. Yeah, I don't trust them. There we go. That's that freaking attack that I don't like. Okay, good. Watch out for that. That's a one-shot hit, I remember. I learned from the last time. Move back here. Mana Spender. Shoot those minions. There we go. I did it a first try. Haha, success. See? Even Dread can learn. Lord Zir has been defeated. Do we have a key to open something here? We do! We'll get some rewards, too. We got a sword and a chest. That's about it. But we did the war plan. That's what matters. Shard of... I haven't seen this before. That's a new unique. So we're getting good uniques. Alright, on to the next one. Next activity. Necromancers. I do want to do a new Necromancer build. Like, I'm going to be going back and doing all the classes. Like, it's going to be a work in progress. Okay, because we got to open a Helltide chest. So let's go over here. You know what? We haven't done it in a while for Whispers, though. I could also do this at, like, Torment 5, because we did unlock that difficulty, but I want to try to, you know, go through some of this content a little bit quicker, because we still need to, like, really fix up our gear, so I don't want to make it slower in terms of grinding, that's why. Alright. The one thing I do like, and this is like a quality of life improvement, which I do appreciate from the devs, is now you can actually see where the enemies are on the map, particularly like on the overworld, which I think is like very, very nice, because before you kind of had it, but only if you were very close to it. Now it looks like you can just see it all the time. I don't know when they included that into Diablo 4, but it's a nice little thing because I kind of have a path that I can take, right? I can plan my strategy out a little bit sooner. I don't have to just like walk around randomly like a maniac trying to like collect and do some of maybe even the Tree of Whisper things, even though this is kind of just at this point collecting cinders for it, which is kind of very easy to do. I need to do that anyway because I want to open the chest so that we can do the war plan here. Okay, good. I really like Rampage as a skill for Summoner Warlock, just because it's like a cool little purple Hulk thing that drops down, and it reminds me of like Hulk Smash. It's a cool skill. I like the Summoner build, but definitely Dreadclaws is the way to go for like metagaming. So next time you see me on stream, I'll actually be playing Dreadclaws build, because the only reason I kept playing today was because I wanted to see how this was going to work for the guide that I'm making, which will be out about an hour after stream. Maybe even sooner than an hour. But I wanted to test it one last time, so I could know my damage rotations, strengths, weaknesses of this. You know, really the weakness is that this is not super good for speeding. And obviously in terms of power scaling, it's going to drop off a little bit, unless you have like a maximum Paragon board. Alright, we have only 58 cinders, so I'm going to go up here and pick a fight with all these things. You know the saying, beep around and find out? We're about to beep around. I can't open that chest. I don't want to go that way because I'd have to climb up, and that's not very efficient. What we're going to do is we're going to move over this way. There's a couple things being summoned. There's a demon picking a fight with me. Didn't you learn from the last time? You cannot take out the great and powerful wanderer. Alright. Let's push over this way. That might be a cavern objective, which would be kind of cool to do, because there's not too many cavern objectives on the map, usually. It's not. It's just slaying demons. I got tricked. Okay, well, that's why you look on the map for those things sometimes, in case you, like, go to do an activity that's not part of the Helltide or part of, like, the Tree of Whispers. Has anybody in chat actually finished Endgame for this? Like, I am in Endgame, but like the story campaign, what did you think? If you were playing through the story campaign and you got to end, how did you like... And try not to like spoil it, but what do you think about like what happens with the... particularly surrounding like Tree of Whispers and stuff? Like, I was very shocked by that. Okay, this is great because this is gonna spawn some experience spheres. And probably like the little minion of Duriel. Oh, it didn't spawn the minion of Duriel this time. Dread is sad by that. Usually it spawns it. I mean, the experience orbs are nice to have, though. Take out this demon pretty quickly. Nice, nice. Except for the AoE damage I was doing at the end. Alright, cool. Let's go over this way. Cast that, even though it's not really gonna matter. I feel like casting that on small fries is always a waste. Yes, bring out more monsters. Let's summon Big Baddie. Okay, Paragon 133. So basically, if you add 133 to level 70, that's basically what my actual level is in this game right now. In terms of level cap. Okay, good. Take those enemies out. Cold demons. We got done. Alright, we have 200 cinders. We have enough to open this chest now. As well as maybe open a couple R1s too. Just for the sake of argument for science. Some people complain, and I was seeing this on the message board forum for Diablo 4. How dare you interrupt me in my chat there? How dare you? Okay, that's fine, because it's the one that gives me, like, the level up spears, so I can't get mad at that. And also this, which can drop Lair Boss keys. We hit Paragon 134 now. We're breezing for it. We're zooming now. Okay. Good. This is perfect. But we do need a couple of chests. And we can also do the Tree of Whispers, so this actually gave us a nice little break in terms of the war plans. Alright. Open sesame. We're not going to get anything good out of these chests, we never do. It's just like stuff to dust. And like a couple maybe materials that we can use for crafting. I do feel like the nerf on the Helltide chest is a little disappointing. I understand why they did it, because they're trying to like... They increased the experience, right? So they have to like take something away. I understand taking the experience points away, but like the meaningful loot in it always kind of hurts. Because I think maybe in all these chests that I've opened today, I've probably opened at least maybe 1,000 Helltide chests today. Not all on stream. I've probably seen maybe 2 uniques in all that time. And I haven't seen, like, that many amazing materials drop from it. I understand you're gonna get them from doing the war plans, but still, it's kind of like... It'd be nice to open these up and not, like, look at things and be like, oh, I'm just gonna throw that in the cube, or I'm just gonna dust it. You know? Especially this far into late game that we're in. Obviously, we're just way further. Is there a chest I can open? Do I have 200 cinders for that? I do. Let's hope the chest of mysteries gives us something a little bit more significant. Like, at the very least, I think the chest of mysteries should give us, like, experience points, at least for the Helltide, if we're, you know, tweaking things here and there, because it's, like, the hardest chest to open on the map, quote-unquote. Because you need a lot of cinders to open it, and when you open it, you're probably not going to get anything amazing, necessarily. You know, so I feel like it at least an experience reward for actually opening the bright orange chest would be nice. Maybe a specific boss fight that just pops out. Something, a little bit. You know, something. Because look, what did we get from that? Just a pair of pants. Was that really worth doing? Probably not. I just wasted all those cinders that I just had left over. You know? Stuff like that. Let's go to the tree. This might be a spoiler for people who haven't finished the campaign yet, so I'm sorry about that. Because it's just the closest thing to actually activating this. So if you don't want to be spoiled, maybe look away for about 35 seconds for me to claim this. Alright.
It is done.
Greater chaos or collection of keys? Ooh. So let's see. A cache of items reward you with efforts, contains a random assortment and an amount of items is available. This one just gives us keys. I have a couple of keys anyway, unless it's going to give me... I don't want really nightmare dungeon sigils and stuff, so we'll go with the chaos. Alright. Open sesame. Couldn't even be barred to give me a unique. Getting more crap gear intensifies. That's fine. I mean, we have a good build anyway, but... If I were, like, a newer player and a whole bunch of stuff like that happens to me, I'd be pretty upset about that. That's funny. Okay. Let's dust some material here. Well, we did get this, which is nice. This doesn't have a purpose. This we can actually transmute in the cube to turn into a unique. So I'm just going to kind of hold on to it. It's crazy that gray items actually have a really good use now. Let's also fix up our Paragon board a little bit here. Because there's stuff I can get. Let's get resistances definitely here. Total armor, kind of important for late game. Okay, and then we'll move down. I'll have to attach a board. I'm not going to attach another board on stream now. Alright, back to the endgame activities that we're doing with the war plan. Effect size and affixes are capped at 100%. That's the only problem, right? You can't over the limit anymore. Alright, pit run. I'm very curious if we could do level 35 of this, so I want to try it. See if we're geared up enough. I don't think personally we are, but I need to challenge myself to see exactly what stats we need to fix on this. So that's why we're doing it. Shoot these guys out. Drop the Incredible Hulk down. Ooh. Might be harder. We could potentially push it here. Maybe not. I think this is too high of a level for us. We'll try it. We're not going to give up like a little biatch, right? Don't do that. Drop it down. Shoot those. I'm going to bring out the... Gosh darn it, the poison pool. My greatest weakness. Everybody's weakness in this game. Stop spewing toxicity at us, right? Okay, shoot this. They're literally spewing toxicity at us. Poison pools. Okay, good. Shoot that. Alright. Skill issue, maybe? That's probably a skill issue. Alright, summon this. Good. Drop the hole. I mean, I think we could still push it. It's just gonna take a while, which is fine. Hard content shouldn't be super easy to clear all the time. And I say hard, but look, we're still doing very well. It's just, obviously. Let's shoot a couple of these spears out. Okay, good. Our uniques are really carrying us at this far in junction. Okay, cool. Shoot a couple of these guys out. Nice. Alright, focus. The one thing is we are burning for mana a bit, but that's why I keep the basic attack that you start out with, because you need a little bit of mana regeneration. Even though it's not called mana, but I just say that because it's like a very common terminology in most video games. And easy for people who maybe are not familiar with Diablo. You know? Basically our mana spenders are the skills that we use. And then everything else in between that. I'm in a big guy here. There's a lot of things pushing in. I want to be able to clear them quick. Alright. Looks like we're going to be able to push that area of the pit. Significantly. Alright, nice. I mean, it's really good. Like, the build itself, it's more of a push build. It's not a speed build. I'm more of a player that particularly likes speed builds. So that's why it's like Dreadclaws we're going to upgrade. Which we have the parts that we can do it. I just obviously wanted to finish and test this one because, again, people who may come in and watch VOD or really like skip ahead at some point. What I'm doing is basically testing this before I make the starter build guide for this, which is going to be dropping, I'd say probably like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. Give or take, because it's YouTube, I have to upload the video after I record it, which will take not that long to record. It's a lot easier than... Oh, gosh darn it. We got swarmed there and I looked away. That's a skill issue. But was it a skill issue? I don't know. I feel like it was a little bit of latency there, which could have been it. Let's go with skill issue, right? That's the common joke. Oh. There's a lot of angry... Oh, it wasn't a skill issue. There's a whole bunch of nonsense there. Oh, everything's trying to kill me in one hit. Hard content. Shouldn't be easy, right? Alright. Let's drop the minions here. Gonna look for mana spender. Oh my goodness. These guys are exploding or heaving me a little bit. They're preventing me from fighting my actual Kari here, which is this. I think we could still clear it, but it's going to be pretty close. Very, very close. This particular layout, too, for this dungeon's not... I like them usually when they're a little bit more linear. It makes it a little bit easier to kind of, particularly with this build, because if stuff's like by the walls, it's way harder to take it out. Because things can move far away, it's not really like an ability to kite them. See, like, there's a lot of twists and turns. I generally don't like those type of map layouts, particularly for the pit. They said they reworked the pit, but I don't feel like it's that significant. There might be definitely more stuff that you see in terms of the map intervals. But I still feel like it's a little bit off. Okay, good. Nice. Should be able to clear this pit, though. Just trying to not, like, waste my ultimate. I think we just wasted it. Maybe. Yeah, we wasted it. That's fine. I thought there was a lot more enemies there than I thought. We killed them before. Drop that. Nice. Good. Perfect. Alright. See, this is where an ultimate would have probably come in a little bit more handy. Heal up. What am I getting hit by? So there's not like a... I'm not actually seeing the attack. It must be the ice things. Okay. Yeah, they're doing like AoE explosion attack. Ah. Gosh darn it. And they're also fearing... Oh my goodness. Can I not kill that? Doesn't seem like it. Minions, protect me. This is what I hired you to do. This is why I conjured you as demons. Okay, good. Oh, we're too far away. Holy crap. This one particular elite pack, champion, whatever you want to call it, it is a nightmare to fight. Die! Whew. That thing was gonna set me back a whole bunch. Good. Perfect. Nice, nice. Good. These enemies love just hurling poison. And me, who doesn't have any more heal potions for a while because I gotta wait on cooldown. Gotta, like, stand back. Alright. Definitely weren't ready for this pit run, but it's fine. Don't stress the results. If we do it, great. If we don't, always do the next one. On to the next one, we dust our shoulders. Good. Nice. Let's push over this way. Past us. Okay, finally hit in the circle. If they stay in the circle, we could probably do amazing things. Great. That's probably a waste of an ultimate, but I suspect we're probably not too far from, like, the exit gate here. Okay, good. See, we should have used it here in this rotation. Oh my goodness. I didn't see that behind me. I was so enamored by, like, the backside. Hard content, by the way. Not easy. Hard content. Hard content we're doing. Might not look like it, but this is kind of a nightmare. Okay. This is probably like Torment 5-ish. Oh god! You see? We got pulled in again. Oh, we're gonna get janked out. Now I'm starting to get a little bit mad. Just a slight bit, because we got hit with the same BS attack 2 times in a row. I'm gonna kind of go this way if I can. No, I can't. Look at this. How am I supposed to avoid this? Literally, like, it's either I die or I die. Look at that nonsense. And then on top of that, poison. Like, Jesus Christ, there's no way I can win this. Look. And they're slowing me down, too. There's so many bad affixes here. Yeah, it's over for this run. Because they're pushing me back too much. Maybe it's over. I mean, we gotta do like John Cena, right? Never give up. But, what really set us back is that stupid one-hit attack that I kept doing. Case in point here, I can't run from that. I was like caught on the stupid ice thing. Oh, that was cheesy devs. That was cheesy devs. Cute. Very cute. Very cute. That was like synthetic difficulty there. I don't like when they do this stuff like that. Make it challenging, but don't make it like synthetically difficult where I get slowed down and then put into a one-hit kill. That's not like good type of difficulty. Good type of difficulty is like more HP. Good type of difficulty is like having some interesting, unique things. But having a monster that's not the boss pulling you in to then do like a one-hit KO, that's not the boss. That's just cheap and synthetic. That's not very well designed difficulty there. No? Case in point here, look, it's gonna chuck all this poison around if I don't have a lot of space to move. So what am I realistically supposed to do? I gotta wait for the minions to hopefully do what they're doing? Okay, the boss is here? Oh, man. You know? I had to change my whole strategy up here because of the way the map layout was and some of the tomfoolery. And this thing's not gonna come to us again. Yeah. Why are you pulling me in? You're doing that cheap a tactic too? We're fine. Drop. He's gonna die. Yeah, definitely. We could just kind of lock him here. So we can cheese him. Which is only right, because we've been cheesed so many times in this dungeon. It's only fair that I get to cheese for a change. Oh, too far. Come on. Kill him, Abaddon. There we go. Jesus Christ, I didn't think we were going to be able to do that. Let's pick up the crap. You know, for all my troubles, it would have been nice if we got in something meaningful in terms of the loot from that. Just saying. Alright, yes, yes, yes. I'll do it that way so it's like a nice, fair way. Alright. Man, that was harder than it needed to be. It's safe to say we're not ready for Torment 5 plus, because that was basically a Torment 5 plus pit, which means we gotta get the ancestral gear before we can climb higher, which means we're gonna have to do a lot of farming on Torment 4 and 3. The speed farm to hopefully get the ancestral we want to drop. This is funny, look at this. It has a green number here, but it's 0 toughness. Old junk.
That's it for that piece.
Alright. I have one more. No, 2 more. I think these are nightmare dungeons. I'll be wrapping up stream pretty soon once I get the 2-hour mark. I'll make the guide. I'll put that out for everybody. Thank you for everybody that hung out. No matter how long you were here. Alright. I actually select this endgame activity a bit. Okay, good. Nice. Alright, we gotta pick one. Let's do the empowered enemies here. I'm not particularly good at this activity, just so you know. Okay, good. Shoot here. Alright, let's get the soul spires, because this one's, again, this build's not necessarily, it's more for pushing. Alright, good. Nice. Shoot these things. Good, good, good. I also gotta get to the Aether area. Let's do that. Alright, cool. Let's do that. Drop things down here. Shoot these guys. Okay, good. Nice. Perfect. Watch out for the one-hit KO. Nice. Move. Okay, good. Alright, nice. I gotta get over here, but as you can see, the enemies are slowing us down a little bit. Drop this. Good. Bring out the big baddie would be nice. I did cast it, it just didn't get summoned because unfortunately there's so many enemies in the area that just kind of were slowing us down. Alright. Let's do this one. It's a legend replacement. Okay, cool. At least their start with a soul spire. Gonna be kind of beneficial for what we do endgame. Okay, good. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, how convenient that it would just spawn right where we're standing. See, stuff like this, I like this type of difficulty. Because, you know, there's not like any super crazy modifiers or just trying to cheat you out of actually progressing. Stuff that's, like, fine. They're shielded. And they're protecting the one that's shielded. Like, that's fine to me. The other ones, though, like, where there's, like, a whole bunch of them at the same time, it just becomes a whole bunch of tomfoolery. Heal up here. Good. We may be going to die. Yep. I'm a bit fatigued with these endgame activities right now. Okay, that's fine. Still have time in the clock and we still have a couple of lives, so we can be able to clear it. Alright. Let's do this. Okay, straight. Go this way. It pulled me in. That's fascinating. Alright, summon big baddie when it's on cooldown. Good. Nice, 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 nice. Good recovery. Nice, nice, nice. Good amount. Alright, let's do this. That blade thing comes down so much to the point where you just get tired of seeing it in terms of, like, the really crazy affixes. Okay, good. Move back. Shoot these guys. There's so much going on. It's so hard. I kid you not. This particular part, way more difficult than I was anticipating it to be. Which means we still need to refine our build quite a bit, which means I'm still going to have to do a lot of, I don't want to say tedious farming, because it's not necessarily tedious farming, but a lot of busy work to be able to climb a little bit higher in the Greaterus. Which is fine, we were at the start of the season, so you're not supposed to, like, progress that high quickly. It's good to know where our wall is. Very cool. Get those guys out. Nice. Perfect. Okay, good. And it's funny because, like, I always tell people with, like, the Diablo games, it's always, like, the main game in the campaign, like, when you're playing through and you're feeling, like, super powerful and stuff, that's training mode. It's actually baby mode. Like, the real game actually begins once you actually beat the story campaign and hit, like, level 70 now. And this is kind of proof of it. You know, it gets much, much harder. I mean, if you're just playing Diablo for the story, it's fine. Okay, good. Nice. Move this here. Okay, good. I'm trying to get over here, but oh my god. Okay. We're doing good, though. I can't complain. We're doing well. Okay. Except those guys are one-hit KOs, and they're all surrounding me. Get rid of this guy quick. Okay, good. That damn sword. It always catches me on a quarter, too. It's like I always have to waste a potion pool on that. Rawr. Good. Shoot these things, nice. Good. Oh no. Summon. Good. I feel a little bit laggy. Stream is fine, so it must be the server. The thing is, once like people get out of work and stuff on the West Coast and school, I always feel like the servers get a little bit bogged down. Might just be me, but I'm on East Coast servers for those who are wondering. I feel like the server load at a certain time gets a little bit bogged. That's why I kind of, you know, be moving eventually. I'm kind of looking forward to being able to play on servers that maybe aren't super bogged down all the time. Okay, good. Take these. Drop. Oh no. They're all shielded. So my best thing to do is just like, well, waste the ultimate because I didn't look at the clock. Alright, it's fine. We can kind of still use them. They'll just use them up here, right? Where the enemies are spawning, we'll just kite. So it's not like a complete waste of the ultimate here. Good. Good. Nice, nice. Let's move over here. Okay, good. Drop that. Big baddie. Uh-oh. Heal. Heal, 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 heal. Oh, that was unavoidable. Very unavoidable. How many lives we have left? 2. We just gotta play a little bit less. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, don't crash out. I wanna crash out so bad right now. Holy crap, those affixes. There's that sword again. Oh, those affixes. Look at all that. You saw how many swords? All those things are like one-hit death, too. Move, because if not, I'm gonna... Holy crap. Well, let's fight the boss here. If you're looking for hard content today, you're in the right place. Yes, we shall step forward. Alright, show yourselves. I'm a big, angry guy. You know what pains me greatly? Like, the little small fries are really hard to take out, and then the bosses are just like a cakewalk. You know? That's the ironic part. I can't see. Okay. You out? Alright, watch out. Heal, I know your game. Alright. Watch out for this guy. Trying to summon my big baddie close to him. I think I'm frozen in place. I am. Alright, move it. Gotta be careful. We got him. Nice. But I can't really get anything that he dropped. Because you need 400 and we only made 200, so we'll use it for gem and materials instead. Okay, good. Okay. I think we have one more Helltide that we have to do. I think it's a nightmare dungeon. Once I finish this, I will be wrapping up stream for the day. So I can go work on that guide. Let's fire these guys off. Okay, nice. Good. Do I have to kill all the enemies here? No, I just have to kill the infested things, so let's do that. Okay, good. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh, nice. Alright, shoot these. This is why I don't get rid of the command attack. That's the main focus of it. Shoot these. Good. Great. Gravy. Shoot this. Nice. Good. Perfect. Some of these guys. Nice. Nice. Shoot these. Drop this. Okay, nice. These guys. Pretty easy. Not like super difficult. Okay, go. Look at that. See a double blade? I saw it this time because I was paying attention to the enemies and not so much the map. Okay, good. How many more of those? We gotta kill 2 more of those. This is the dungeon where the boss is in the center of it, if I recall correctly. So we'll do that. Yeah, so it's gonna probably be northward the next one. It's blocked, okay. Oh. Did it spawn here? It just teleported to me? That would have been nice. It teleported to me. That was actually rather convenient. So now we just need the last one. Awfully nice of it to just randomly teleport to my location so I wouldn't have to go track it down. Thinking that I was going to have to track it down. Thank you. That was a happy accident, I suppose you could say. Great. Looking for that last infested villager, which I'm assuming is probably going to be at the lower corner of the map. Because usually in these like nightmare dungeons, they like to tuck them away somewhere. Okay, cool. Go, my minions! Take out all these small fries. Great. Good. Shoot this. Good. Drop that down. Good. Shoot these more. Good. It's probably here. Oh, it's a vent. We could do this for experience points, but I really just want to get to something else I have to do. We're gonna ignore it. Fine. Go here. Shoot. Here. Drop. Go here. Shoot. Go here. Drop this. That's fine. Run away. Watch out for the sword attack that I saw flying in the sky, literally. Okay, good. Let's go through here. That's a polar reflection, or it used to be called it in Diablo 3. Basically, it gives us more experience points, which is great. I can't see that enemy that's doing the triple fire attack, so I'm going to move back a little bit so I don't take an unnecessary death here. Where's that infested villager? Maybe here? Or it could be there. Your dungeon layout still suck. Changed my mind. Like, I hope in the future, like, for quality of life improvements, they do look at some of these dungeons and see how, potentially, pathing-wise, they're not necessarily the best idea to have them the layout that they do. Because it's very easy to overlook something, and then you have to run all the way back somewhere else. Which then takes a long time. Like, there might be some people who have this probably map memorized. But again, when the dungeon itself is, like, tedious in terms of figuring out the pathing, is it really fun to play through? That's the real question. Because now I gotta go all the way back the other way to... Did we finish it? No, because we have to fight the maiden. Because we haven't conquered it yet. It's funny how we have the icon that says the Wartide thing right now, but it's not what we're supposed to be doing. We can take care of these guys. Good. Nice-oo. Nicey, nicey. Let's look. Where's the boss? Maybe over this way? Guess we're doing more backtracking. This one's a very confusing dungeon. We'll admit that. Alright. Let's kill this enemy. And then from there, what we're gonna do is go hook around. And then try to check that area that's kind of implies that there might be something tucked away there. Because if not, then we gotta travel to the beginning, which I'm not necessarily interested in doing. I'm also seeing like a big spike in servers. I know it's not internet because I'm checking OBS. But yeah, I guess everybody's hitting up Diablo 4 now. Alright, shoot this. Felt a little bit of, like... Okay, good. This is a dead end, too. Oh, where is this dungeon boss? We're gonna be backtracking a lot. Not the most intuitive dungeon layout. Oh, why do you make me do this? Travel to Midhaven? Is this our nightmare dungeon, or do we finish it? You're currently activity to reset and go to town?
They've been feeding on me.
Is this not our dungeon, or do we have another one right after this? I wonder. Do we complete this? I don't even know. We're about to find out. I'm gonna do something for science, because I think maybe we completed it and I never saw the completion message. It would be kind of an interesting glitch. For that, I was so focused on stuff. I don't feel like we cleared this, though. Let me just do this for the experience points, though. Dread is a bit tired, and Dread just gotta... I'm gonna still grind off a stream, but I gotta make the guide out before I do that. And I'll switch to, like, Dread Blades, because it's, like, really what I'm interested in playing that. Good. I mean, at least this gives us experience points, orbs, so... It'd be pretty high in tournament. Blue Ancestral. I need a white Ancestral to drop, actually. That's a dagger. I need that for particular reasons I can't really talk about. For build, endgame build. I can talk about it. Good. Shoot these things. Alright, come on. Show yourself. Now you're a boss. Alright. Got ya. And you drop the blade down anyway. That damn cheesy blade. Alright. I don't think... I think we finished this one and it didn't tell me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, let's go. And we're gonna go to the next activity. Because I feel like we did it and we just didn't get the notification, which is kind of like, you know. It'd be like that. If it puts us back in the same dungeon, then we just know, like, the layout was terrible for it. Guess what? The layout was just utterly terrible for it. Confirmed. If I drop down here, is that going to make anything significant? It's not. Well, good news is this is the last dungeon. Bad news is I don't really know where the boss is to get to the next part, because the dungeon itself is very confusing. It might be there. It doesn't look like it because it looks like a area. I hope it's there, because if not, oh, maybe. I think we were here before and it blocked me. Yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right. Because it took us so long to go look for those R guys. Good. So what we're gonna do, push in here. Hopefully this is just like fight the boss and be done with this one, because... And this particular dungeon was a slogfest. I'm glad we don't have to do any more capstone dungeons, though, because those were, like, insufferable for the seasonal journey. Okay, good. Let's go up this way. I do feel like our Paragon... Yeah, just fight a boss and we're good. I do feel like our Paragon levels need to be a bit higher, though. This is crazy. I think we need to be, like, Paragon 200 to be able to comfortably cover the rest of that content. Good. And the crazy thing is, it's ironically, on this tournament difficulty, the bosses are fairly easy to take out. The minions are actually harder than the bosses. You wouldn't think that would be the case, but that it is. Alright. I'm just going to open this here because it's not going to be worthwhile. Nothing... Oh, I stand corrected. We finally got... What was that? We finally got, like, a white material. We have Betrayer's Husk. Oh, that could give me... Okay, I see what they did there. That's kind of cool. I didn't open the chest, though, did I? No. I'm dumb, confirm. Alright, let's go get our stuff from Tyrael. We're doing this war plan. And I'm going to call it there. I'm going to work on record the guide for this build, and then I will put it out about maybe an hour after the stream. Let's go teleport. Overall, I think this is a really good build. If you continue to like get the mythics that you need, it'll take you to endgame. But I think it's going to take you a lot longer than Dreadblades. So I think you just go with Dreadblades, unless you're really, really committed to playing a Warlock minion build. Alright, Tyrael. Didn't even give me a unique there. Infernal Horde activity has been upgraded. It's nice to know. Alright. Well, we did get actually something good. I think I need this for a different build, so I'm going to keep that. We might have gotten also some unique pants? No. The silhouette looked like that. Goodbye. Goodbye. Well, we could up... it's not worth it. Goodbye. I'm actually kind of happy about that. Let's take that there. We got a lot of white loot, so for people who are like watching on VOD and stuff, it's not... These were very successful runs today because it was good loot. And we got like some good Paragon farms going. Mythics still. It's going to take a while before we get those. Alright. We hit 2 Paragon levels from that, so that was kind of worth it too. We got the Lair keys. Probably going to be doing like Lair boss farming off of stream tonight. I feel like, because I want a mythic. I feel like if we had a mythic right now, make this build a little bit further. At least the starter build guide for this will be out, which is important because I wanted to get through that deadline. Okay. Nice. Let's junk this. Let's get that there. We'll put the rest of the stuff in the box. I will bid all of you then a fun farewell for the day. Where is the... There's so many people blocking the stash that I can't actually see it. Alright. Let's put all that in. I don't think I'm going to actually use that for the build, but we got a lot of white loot. So just a quick overhaul for what we've accomplished today. I was at level 128 Paragon. Obviously, as you go higher up in the difficulties, you don't get your Paragon levels as high as easily or as fast. So, you know, another 10-ish levels is always kind of good. I think today was more successful in terms of loot farming, though. Look at all the uniques that we got. Alright. Started around here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 uniques throughout the stream in a 2-hour session. I think is pretty good. Tomorrow I will be playing the Dreadclaw build. Tonight I'm not going to show you the build because I'm going to put the build guide video in about, I'd say an hour from now. I'm going to record it right now. I'm going to take a hydration, move a couple minutes, you know, just to get a little bit limber, and then I will kind of go over it. I'm going to bump down the difficulty a little bit so I can show people how to clear things super quickly. Maybe I'll do it in a pit run, just because that's kind of like how I used to do content here. Yeah. So, anyway, for those that were watching, for those that were lurking, for those that were chatting, thank you to everybody that was lurking. Thank you to everybody that was chatting. Thank you to everybody that watched on VOD. I do greatly appreciate it. Most importantly, I appreciate you. And I will see you tomorrow for Dreadblade testing, which I'm very looking forward to. Anyway, till next time, guys.